No matter how strong the prescription you need in your glasses, you don't need to have thick lenses. And in today's video, I'm going to be helping you to understand why. I'm going to be featuring two incredible projects that we've completed just this week, one in plastic and one in glass. And I'm going to be helping you to figure out which of these options is best suited to you to help you get the thinnest lenses you've ever had. So, hi, I'm Robert, Style and Vision Consultant here at the Spectacle Factory. It's my job to pair you with your perfect pair of glasses. And as I often say, well, as I always say, the lenses are an integral part of your glasses. And it's no good having the most stylish frames if the lenses spoil it. And for many of you with high prescriptions, that is the case every time. And it can be very disheartening to wear glasses that always look bad. Well, I'm happy to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. And using the right techniques, finding the right expert optician, and using the right lens technologies, you can get lenses that look amazing despite your prescription. So without further ado, let's take a look at these projects and I'll explain why. So this first one is a strong but relatively common prescription. These glasses house a -4, which isn't super thick, but it's thick enough where in most glasses you would be well aware that the lenses are strong. For this project, we used the amazing Hideo Kojima and Jean-Francois Ray collaboration. And these are very hard to get nowadays, but we still have a little bit of stock remaining. This particular model is the Army Edition, which has this cool camo acetate. And not only did we customize these with incredibly thin Smart Life lenses from Zeiss, but we also customized the sun clip. So this sun clip actually houses an adaptive sun brown polarized lens with amber flash coating. So that means we have a beautiful brown tint that's actually really nice to look through. And amber flash coating helps to deflect harsh light away from the eyes. But the beauty is that this sun clip will actually vary in how dark it is based on the conditions. These are for a client who goes hiking a lot. So what that means is that if he's hiking and the sun is out, he can go out with his adaptive sun lenses, and even if he steps into the shade, he doesn't have to take the sun clip off every time because the lenses will fade back to this very usable 60% tint. But in the strong sunlight, these will be the darkest sunglasses that money can buy. That's the beauty of adaptive sun, and that's why I rave about it so often. And by the way, if you wear strong prescription lenses, sun clips like this are a great idea because it means you don't have to go to the expense of buying a whole separate pair of sunglasses. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about the actual star of the show, which are the 1.74 index plastic Smart Life lenses. And as you can see, from literally every angle, you cannot tell that these have a -4 prescription. Ordinarily, it would be obvious. The lenses would overhang, they would stick out. Now, this frame choice follows some of the key rules that I outlined in a previous video, i.e. it's small, it's round, and it's a perfect fit for the client. And that allows us, with the right lens material, because 1.74 index is the thinnest plastic material possible, to get a pair of glasses and a result that looks as good as this. It looks like you don't have prescription lenses at all. The lenses themselves have Smart Life technology, which makes them particularly optimized for digital devices, phones, tablets, computers, which we're all using nowadays. So that also means that when the client's at home, relaxing, his eyes will be relaxed too. So he has a perfect pair of indoor glasses and a perfect pair of outdoor glasses in one. However, whilst I do recommend plastic lenses because they're very lightweight, they're very customizable in terms of the tints that you can add to a plastic lens, once you start to get beyond a certain threshold, plastic just isn't thin enough to give a perfect result. And I would say that -4 is about that threshold. If this client had had a -5, a -6, I probably would have steered him towards glass. And that's because even with the thinnest plastic lenses, you're still going to get a compromise. You're still going to get lens overhang. You're still going to get a result that doesn't look perfect, let's say. And some clients will absolutely tolerate that. You know, they are happy with plastic because it's lightweight and they want a custom tint or photochromic, which you can do with plastic lenses. But for other clients, their priority is to get the thinnest lenses possible. And that is where glass comes in. Because believe it or not, whilst this frame houses a -4 prescription, this frame from Alem houses a -9. And despite that, you can see that the lens still barely overhangs. There is almost no thickness to this. And that is despite the fact that this frame breaks a lot of those rules that I outlined. It's a large frame. These are a big pair of round glasses, way too big for me, way bigger than I should wear a round frame. But perfectly fitted to the client. And of course, they're a thin metal frame, so there is barely any material there to disguise the lens thickness. So how do we get around that? Well, the first step are the glass lenses. When I did a calculation between plastic and glass was coming out more than 10% thinner. And whilst 10% might not sound like a lot, it can often be the difference between them looking okay and looking incredible like these do. And by the way, speaking of incredible, the frame itself is a thing of beauty. This is the Place de la Madeleine from Arlem in France, and the frame is completely handmade in France. It's so beautifully finished in white gold with those typical Arlem looped end tips, which are always a highlight. You've got the gorgeous titanium nose pads as well with the Arlem etching. And of course, we've got the lens interliner, which gives these a little bit more definition than a typical metal frame would. So it's kind of like a hybrid between acetate and metal. And that works in our favor as well, because that interliner does help slightly to hide the thickness. So that, along with the glass lenses, is a great start. But when it comes to a prescription as strong as a -9, hand finishing is essential. You can't just order the thinnest glass lenses and expect them to be the best they can be. You need to find an expert optician like us, and we make glasses like this for clients all over the world. This pair is being shipped to Europe and this pair is being shipped to the US, for example. But an expert optician will take this a step further and they will actually hand finish the edge of the lens. This is what we call a rolled edge. So before applying the rolled edge, the lens itself was very sharp and it came to like a wedge. So you can imagine the edge of the lens like this. So we've got this amount of material, because it gets thinnest in the center, it gets thicker towards the outer edge. What a rolled edge does is takes that and we grind against it to literally roll it. So rather than it being a straight line, it's now softened. And you can really visibly see that when looking up close at these glasses. And we went further even than that because we polished the lenses as well, which makes them semi-transparent. So even the lens material that is there is almost invisible. With those finishing techniques applied, we have produced a pair of glasses, despite being a -9, that looks like almost like an ordinary pair of glasses. Of course, we can't work miracles. And because of the strength of the prescription, you will notice that slight minimification of the eyes. That's inevitable. It will look less on the client because his head, his face is larger than mine. But these no doubt will be the thinnest lenses the client has ever had. And I'm sure he's going to be blown away. The very final finishing touch was a 20% brown tint, which can be applied to glass lenses. There aren't many tints that you can have with glass, but this is one of them. And I think it looks really good. I think it also helps to blend the lens with the frame somewhat. So there you have it. 2 examples of projects where we've managed to get the very thinnest lenses possible for our client. One using plastic, one using glass. It's not that one is better than the other, it's about using the right tool for the right situation. In this case, I think we did, and I think the results speak for themselves. But what do you think? Would you be happy with glasses that look like this? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have a strong prescription, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you wherever in the world you are. That is what we do. And projects like this are the most rewarding part of my job because I know just how much difference it can make to you and your day-to-day life. So if you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more of the best eyewear content on the internet. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks guys, bye bye.